Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're going to build Pong. If you don't know what Pong is, here's a quick video on YouTube. It's one of the original video games.
That's just a practice now set to the classic Pong game, which it's hard to play one-handed.
So you can see it's essentially what we're going to be creating is a video game version of ping pong or table tennis, which is where obviously the name comes from. So let's plan out what we need to get done here. Let's pull up our processing window here and let's get coding. So the first thing we're going to need to do, we're going to need to create let's create the paddle. We're going to need to create the ball. Well, let me change the font size here so you guys can see that a little bit better. Sorry about that. Make that size 18 there. And then I'm going to restart processing just so that the font works a little bit better. Sorry about that. But we're going to have to create the ball, and we're going to have to create the sides of the board, and we're going to have to create the actual paddle. So let's see here. I have one that's already built. We're going to start from scratch here. So we have to build those things. So let's just put that on our list of things to do. And whenever I start a project, I often do it this way. I kind of write down a list of things that I need to make. So I need to create the paddle. I need to create the ball. I need to update the screen every few milliseconds with the new position of the ball. And so we're going to start off simple and get fancy. First things first, we're going to work in just one dimension. So we're going to let the start in 1D. So we're just going to have it go back and forth on the screen and not do much else. So let's start that up. The first thing we're going to do here is run the setup function like we learned about previously. So the setup function kind of sets your screen up. Let's make a let's create the size of the screen. Let's play on a pretty big screen. Let's say 600 by 600. You could do whatever you wanted. Let's set up a background. Again, remember these are all built-in functions, and you're just setting variables behind the scenes that are going to run your project here. Let's make the background green. I don't know, just for giggles. Kind of a bright green. So we'll give it a lot of each color, but we'll give it mostly green. So here we can see we have 100 red, full green, and 100 blue. So it's going to be almost, it's pushing white, but you're going to be mostly green. We're going to smooth out our shapes because our ball is going to be a circle and we want it to look good. Let's see, we'll go from there. That seems pretty well set up to me. The next thing we're going to do is run the draw function. And the draw function is the thing that gets repeated. And so we're going to repeat this every so often. But the question is really, how so often? Well, that's set with a function called frame rate. And let's set the frame rate. I have no idea what's going to work for our game. We'll kind of just have to toy with it. But let's just set the frame rate to like how a movie works, which is about 24 frames per second. So this is going to cause the draw function repeat draw 24 times per second. Okay, so that's kind of fast. So we're in here in this code, we're going to have to code for things that we want to happen 24 times a second. And what we really want to happen is we want to draw that ball in a new position every couple of seconds. So let me show you how to get the ball on the screen. Let's draw an ellipse here, and let's just start it halfway down the screen. So the API for an ellipse is X, Y, and then the horizontal and vertical axis of the ellipse. Well, let's put it just a couple pixels over, maybe start at 50 pixels over. We'll start at 300 pixels down because that's halfway down our screen. And then let's just make it, I don't know, 45 by 45. So we've got ourselves an ellipse. Okay. We'll probably want to set the color of the ellipse. So let's say fill. So when we draw something, let's fill it up with information. Let's just make it red. Okay. And now we can see that we've got ourselves a ball. And next in the next video we will move the ball and we'll get it to detect the sides of the screen. So now we got our thing set up here. Thanks.